Today, how I cut the rope with every single tomato can in my personal and business world. Get that trash out of your life. You have legacies to build. We grew that business from 3.4 million to 17.1. Horsepower, not horse shit. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another friend. Not everybody's cup of whiskey. Toughest advice for the toughest businessmen. Be relentless. Do this now. Take out your journal. Any piece of paper will work. You have a Sharpie, pen, whatever. And just on a blank piece of paper, on a blank page, just put a black line down the middle. In this column, okay, put winners. And in this column over here at the top, put losers. And now, this will take 30 seconds. Write every single name under winners of people in your world, in your inner circle, employees, family, friends, who are cheering for you. People that believe in you. That's your winners list. Give it some thought. Think about it. Who wants you to succeed? Who is cheering for you? Who believes in you? Winners column. Losers over here on this side. And give this some deep, deep thought. List every single person in this column who wants you to fail, does not, I repeat, does not believe in you. All the losers, all the names of all the losers. Every single person, whether it's employees, whether it's brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, parents, vendors, whoever it is, who does not believe in you? Who is cheering your failure behind your back? And you know it. Who is cheering your failure behind your back? There's the losers column right there. This is an activity that I do at least every 30 days because punch-drunk tomato cans have a way of infiltrating their way into our personal lives and our business lives. And our job as a badass king is to constantly be curating, swift sorting, and cutting the rope out with anybody and everybody that doesn't believe in you. This is a topic that I'm very passionate about and I talk about a lot because it deserves a lot of attention. If you want to be like everybody else, if you want to have the same personal life as everybody else, if you want to have the same average business as everybody else, if you want to have the same loveless marriage as everybody else, if you want to be disconnected from your children like everybody else, if you want to be poor, cash poor, equity poor, like everybody else, all it takes is following the crowd. Anybody can do that. But the hard details like this, like listing the winners in your life, listing the losers in your life, but here's the part that separates you from the 99% ordinary, average, and mediocre. The quiet desperation crowd. If you want a quiet desperation life, you want to continue with that, a world that you need to escape from, you need to sedate from, you need to disappear from, that's easy. You don't do anything. You don't take any action. But if you have the mental balls to constantly curate and swift sword people out of your world who don't fucking believe in you. Like my grandfather used to say, why maintain a relationship with a person who does not believe in you? In fact, that is the definition of insanity. Keeping people around in your personal world, in your business world, who are cheering for your loss. And there's lots of them. And there's lots of them. Change is part of life. We never start a business, we never finish with the people we started with. With a hockey team, we never finish with the players that we started with. with anything and everything. You rarely ever start and finish with the same people. You'll have your cleaners, you'll have your outlier 1%ers that are with you for life, but in the end, most people in your world will go lame on you. Like a horse, they will eventually go lame. And I've heard every excuse in the book for keeping tomato cans around. Well, you know, he's my brother. Who gives a shit whether he's your brother? He's cheering against you. He doesn't believe in you. If that's the case, he's got to go out of the world. Well, Michael, she's my sister and she needs a lot of help. She hasn't had the good fortune that I've had. Who cares? She's cheering for your demise. She doesn't believe in you. She resents you. She's envious of you, and she is cheering, clapping for your loss. Well, Michael, you know, she's been with us for 30 years. She's been a loyal employee. She rarely misses work, you know, and, you know, is she a profitable employee or not? Does she make you better, your business more profitable or not? If not, she's got to go. The only employees around here on Planet Badass are profitable ones. Male, female, somebody, nobody. The only employee I want is a profitable one. Well, Michael, you know, we've been friends since high school. And you know, we get together as a family, and I don't like it, and they're very toxic people, and they're very negative, and you know, they drink too much, and it's just not a positive relationship. But we've been friends since high school. That's high school mentality. That's high school level thinking. That's the thinking of the mediocre majority. They don't believe in you. When your back is turned, they're stabbing you in the back, and they're cheering for your loss. I just absolutely, positively will not tolerate anybody in my world, any punch-drunk tomato can, who doesn't fully believe in me and what I'm doing. I don't care whether it's an employee, I don't care if it's a vendor, I don't care if it's somebody who cuts my damn grass, but I will not surround myself. Life is tough enough. Business is tough enough without having people around that don't believe in you. I've fired assistant coaches who didn't believe in the process, didn't believe in the culture, didn't believe in me, didn't believe in the players. Why would I possibly want some cancer like that around my hockey team when we're trying to pursue a Barclay Cup championship? I fired athletic trainers because they brought the wrong energy. It's hard enough to win without somebody. We're all pulling the rope north, and they're pulling the rope south. They got to go. They don't believe in me. They don't believe in the team. They don't believe in the program. They're cheering for my demise. They got to go. Swift sword. I fired employees who were super talented, did a great job, answered the phone well, were great in the insurance business, great barbers, highly skilled. They had to go. They didn't believe. They didn't believe. And they were cheering against us. Automatically, they were in that loser column. They had to go. It was my job to have them go. In all those circumstances, we don't win a Barclay Cup without that mindset. If I don't have the guts to change half the team the year before, if I don't have the guts to fire a certain assistant coach, if I don't have the guts to change athletic trainers, if I don't have the guts to bring in a special video coach from the pro level, we don't lift a Barclay Cup in 2019. Winning is hard without everybody pulling in the same direction. If I had anybody in that environment, from the coaches, the trainers, the players, even the parents, who don't believe in me and aren't cheering for us as a team, we have no chance to win. Well, it's the same in your life, and it's the same in your business. I don't care. I'll take the wins and I'll take the losses, and I'll take responsibility for every result in my life. It's all about me. I'm the problem. Always, I'm the problem. I accept that because I want control of my life. I want to be in charge. I want to be the franchise player. But with that said, it's my personal responsibility to protect the people in my world. This never gets talked about. To protect the people in my world in that winner's column. Because what happens when you don't curate swift sword and cut the rope with this cancer, with the cancer of the losers, the people that don't believe in you, the people that are rooting for your failure? Well, guess what? That's toxic. That's like not cutting out cancer. That's like having a cancerous tumor in your body and you decide not to cut it out. You decide that, you do a little bit of treatment and maybe it'll shrink. That's what that is trying to work with that. That's like putting lipstick on a pig, right? That's called putting lipstick on a pig. They don't believe in you. They don't like you. They're envious of you. And like the great Nick Saban says, mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. So if you want chemistry in your life, so-called team chemistry with your staff, in your marriage, with your children, with your friends, with your vendors, with your everybody and anybody under your world, start hiring and hanging out with nobody but high achievers. You're never ever going to get along with the mediocre, and they're not going to get along with you. High achievers do not like mediocre people. Mediocre people do not like high achievers. So don't mix them. Have a standard in your life where everything and anything in your world is high achievement, including the people. If you're struggling now with your happiness, your peace of mind, your financial state, it's all because of incongruency. It's because you have things in your life that no longer fit. You have great people and you have negative, toxic people. You have things that help you, good nutrition, but you still drink alcohol. You have this that's serving you good books, you're walking, but you still gamble. Incongruent. You can never build the life of your dreams without congruency. Does this fit? The only reason for anything to be in your world, whether it's a person, whether it's a substance, whether it's a place, I don't care what it is. The only reason to have anything ever in your world is because it belongs there. Period. It belongs there. Michael, would you like to do that? Does this belong in my world? Will this serve me? Will this make me healthier? Will this make me wealthier? Will this make me happier? If not, it's a hard no. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hard no. Nothing gets inside my walls. Nothing gets inside my personal society. Nothing gets inside this kingdom that I'm building unless it fits. And if something or someone slips in, my mistake, my responsibility, it doesn't stay long. It's got to go. It's up to me to punt that toxicity out. It's up to me to cut that out. So make that list and get real with yourself. Not everybody is cheering you on. In fact, most people are cheering against you. And the more successful you become, the more you build this world over the next days, weeks, and months, the more this column will get longer. People that do not believe in you, people that think you're lucky, they don't see the work behind it, they hate their own personal life, okay? So they want to drag you down into the swamp with them. That's what that's all about on that side, by the way. They don't believe in you because they don't believe in themselves. They're envious because if they're not envious and jealous, then what's the reason that you're doing so well? They don't want to face the fact or look at the man in the mirror and say, you know what? This guy outworks me. This guy wants it more. No. They just want to drag you down into that toxic swamp. So you need to spend all your time over here with these people. People or high achievers don't like mediocre people. Mediocre people don't like high achievers. You think Nick Saban recruits mediocre football players to bring into that championship culture? Do you think Saban recruits mediocre assistant coaches and coordinators and video coaches Do you think Saban recruits mediocre, athletic, training coaches? Every single person that he recruits has got to pass that test of high achiever. He's not going to bring them into the Alabama society that he's created. Do you think that Steve Jobs would recruit at mediocre people? Do you think Elon Musk recruits ordinary and average people? Do you think that Jeff Bezos was on the hunt for mediocre and ordinary and average people? They surrounded themselves with people that believed in them. They surrounded themselves with people that wanted to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Make the two columns and get rid of all the losers who don't believe in you. It's shameful for you to have anybody in your world, I don't care if it's a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, a high school friend, an employee. It is shameful for you to ever tolerate, underline tolerate, any human being in your world that doesn't believe in you. That's how a badass king gets tripped up. That's how a kingdom crumbles, by having people in your world that don't believe in you. Your kids believe in you. Your best friend, wife believes in you. That's what's most important. And I'm a huge marriage guy. I'm a fierce family man. So I will say this, okay? Marriage is 50-50. And I'm always pro, date nights and date your wife and involve her and invite her, the same with your children. But there's situations that aren't salvageable. And if you're 6 months into this, you've been watching these videos for a year, you've been inviting your wife, you've been involving her, you've been leaving her notes, you've been trying to organize date nights, and it isn't working, then you've got to maybe move her over to this column. I don't give a fuck that you're married to her. Doesn't make any difference. Does she believe in what you're creating? And not every marriage is salvageable. And I'm a pro-marriage guy. But maybe it's time to cut the rope with her. It's 50-50, right? How are you going to build the world of your dreams when you're trying to salvage a marriage that isn't worth salvaging? She doesn't believe in you. She's cheering against you. She thinks that you changing and improving is a dumb idea. I have a very, very good friend who just separated and divorced from his wife 2 years ago. Incredible insurance agent, incredible father of 3, and now a grandfather. And you know what he did? 2 years ago, he just said to his wife, "This is where I get off. It's over." She was not happy or supportive of the new person he was becoming. Stopped drinking alcohol. He stopped gambling. He was improving himself on multiple levels. He was committed to badass world building. And the more he built the successful world, and he did an impressive job and is to this day, well, guess what? She didn't believe in him. She was cheering against him. She liked the old model, the beaten down model, the average model. She was a mediocre person. So a mediocre person does not like an exceptional person. My wife cheers me on. My wife believes in me. And if she didn't do those two things, there's no reason for us to have a relationship. I believe in her, I support her, and I'm clapping for her championships. But just because you've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, you got to take a hard look in the mirror and you got to ask yourself, does she believe in me? And you got to stop beating yourself up and taking 100% of the fault. Well, Michael, I'm not the easiest guy to live with. No fucking shit. But that doesn't mean she can't believe in you. When you're busting your ass to change, when you're losing weight, when you're getting yourself in shape, when you're stop poisoning yourself, when you're reading, when you're not buried in your phone anymore, you're improving your relationship with your children, that deserves respect and recognition. Especially month after month, month after month. Maybe she has to go. I give the same advice to a wife whose husband doesn't respect and doesn't believe in her. As you can see, I'm a pretty big believer in belief. I don't want anybody anywhere near me that doesn't believe in me. That's why I don't cater to quitters. If a person unsubscribes from my email, if somebody unsubscribes from these videos, if somebody unsubscribes from my newsletter, if somebody unsubscribes or quits on me, that's why I never ever let them back. I say goodbye. I don't cater to quitters. Why would I want somebody to come back and watch my videos 6 months from now, or join my newsletter 2 years from now, or join my mastermind? Why the hell would I want a mediocre and average person to rejoin? They quit on me. What I had to say was no longer valuable. They didn't believe in me. Just like a wife or a friend or a brother or a sister or a toxic association or an employee, they don't believe in me. So why the hell would I want them back? I tell Marc-Andre and Leanne, I blacklist them. They can never sign up for the emails, the videos, or the newsletter again. I don't want them back. I want them gone. And what happens in the real world is it's a vacuum, right? You attract better people, and you attract better people, and you attract better people. And back to my story about my good friend who put his wife on waivers 2 years ago, is he's happily remarried. He found one of the most incredible women I've ever met. They're Catholics, they're Christians, they're both into physical fitness. His mental health has never been better. She supports his entrepreneurial work ethic. She has a wonderful relationship with his 3 children. He has a strong relationship with her 2 children. She loves him, she supports him, and most importantly, she believes in him. He's a new man, and he's 64 years old. He's a new man because he has a queen. Not a pretend queen, not an ex-queen. He took responsibility for 50% of the problem, and then he realized that she didn't want to change. She didn't want to embrace the new him. And most importantly, he finally realized that his wife of 30 years didn't believe in him. No matter who's in that column, they got to go. They got to go. And if they don't go, they will suck the living life out of you, and you'll be like everybody else. You'll be like everybody else. You don't have to announce to people that you're not going to be spending time with them. Just start spending less time. If you have a toxic person in your life, maybe you want to get out of that goofy texting group you're in, or the Facebook group, or the social media. Lose their number. You don't have to make a big announcement. They're not bright enough to know that you placed them on waivers. That's the big thing. Anybody that I cut out of my life other than an employee, they don't know that they're cut out of my life. I just stopped spending time with them. I don't email them. I don't text them. I don't phone call them. I just stopped spending time with them. They never know. They're not smart enough to know. If it's an employee, well, you have to deal with that firsthand. If it's a family member, I guess you'd have to deal with that firsthand. I don't know. I have people in my family that believe in me and support me and love me. Anybody else, gone, dead to me, dead to me. So there's your job for today. Another job I'll give you is to sign up for this coming Thursday's training. You want to curate punch-drunk tomato cans out of your life? I'll show you how to do it this Thursday coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. How to create the ultimate badass millionaire lifestyle business. If you don't have a business that serves you, if you've built a Frankenstein machine, an out-of-control monster, let me help untangle that for you this Thursday. There's a link below to sign up, and you can also sign up if you get these emails in the PS. And let me show you how to build a real business that serves you. Not a high-paying job, a real business. You make money whether you're working or whether you're playing with your kids or grandkids, whether you're on vacation, whether you're sleeping. A business that actually serves you. That's it for today. Get that piece of paper out, get that pen out, draw that column, winners and losers. Create a vacuum for more high-achieving winners in your life, people that are rooting for you, people that believe in you. And all non-believers, they're not welcome in your new society. 2 words that changed my life. Make sure you hug and tell your wife and your children, people that believe in you. Your kids believe in you. Maybe your wife believes in you, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. Maybe that's a hard one. You got to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I take responsibility for 50% of this. I'm in a loveless marriage. My wife has left me, whatever your situation is. But sometimes it's not worth salvaging. And I hate to say that as a pro-marriage, pro-family guy. But sometimes when you're building a new world, you got to build it with a new queen or a different queen or somebody who believes in you. It's hard enough, boys. It is so hard. It is so hard to live the top 1% lifestyle. It is so hard because 99% of people, you have nothing in common with you. Being a top 1% crazy, relentless troublemaker, renegade, maverick, whatever you want to call yourself, it's lonely and it's hard and it's worth every ounce of effort. There is no other life, but it's not easy. So you need a team around you that believes in your ass. They believe that no matter what, you got this. I'm sure your kids believe. If they don't, you can work on that. But make sure everybody in your world is a believer. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that'll change your life. Be relentless.